class.
To to even go off of what Dirty Fuck was saying, they come in here to try to, quote unquote, learn, and then when you try to explain certain shit to them, like they fight back, and it's weird to me. Like I literally had an argument with some dudes over whether confidence is like one of the most important characteristics, and I'm like, okay, you talking to somebody who's telling you I haven't had a problem getting females. You're literally on here saying you have, and you're arguing with me. And mind you, there's women in the chat saying he's right, he's right. The fact that you're arguing with me literally explains to me why you have a problem with women.
Damn. I'm sorry.
Literally explains to me why ain't nobody submitting to you. Right. That comes back to confidence, bro. And if you had it, you know what I was talking about. And what a lot of these cats don't understand, going back to what I said earlier, the more you talk, the more we can see it. And if we can see it, when you walk up to that female, she can see it.
Cause she ain't got nothing else to focus.
Bro, I told a dude on here straight up, because I was in the military. I said, bro, if you was in the military with me, I wouldn't follow you. I wouldn't let you lead me nowhere. So if I feel like that towards you, that's just off of me seeing you on this YouTube shit. What you think the females is looking at when they talking to you? What you think they think of you?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean.
Like I'm listening to these niggas. I'm like, bro, there's no fucking way I'd follow you. You fucking cry, bro. I give you. I sat in. I was watching it. Watching one show and watching a panel of guys, and one dude up there, I swear to God, counted off how many chicks rejected him and was quote unquote mean. And I'm like, I felt like I was in the Twilight Zone. Where do niggas do this at? My nigga said 23. I'm like,
what?
Dude, like he had an exact number, bro. I'm like, whoa.
23 consecutive chicks rejected him?
23 consecutive, bro.
Boy, ain't no way, boy. 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 Boy, ain't no fucking way.
He had to have older.
No, but he's a revenge of the nerd, dude. Like you look at him, you can tell can't dress, socially awkward, weirdo, probably be on a date trying to talk mathematics or some weird shit. Like, you know, just like probably don't got a romantic bone in his body. You feel me? Like just no rhythm, nothing. You feel me? Like just and again, but because those type of cats don't exist in my world, that's why this has kind of been a learning process to me. Because you know what it takes you? It's kind of putting me into the mind of, like I said, those kids in high school that was on that side that had that rough time, that hate thinking about high school. It puts you in the head of those kids, and now you're starting to see how that shit affected them later on in life. I think that's what we're seeing now. I think before we didn't have the internet, so they keep saying they didn't have a voice. Because that's one, like, that's another thing. Like, they's like, oh, you know, I've never felt like I've had a voice with women. I'm like, I've never felt like I didn't. Like, that's crazy to me. So, yeah, so I think what happened is now you got this YouTube thing, and they have a voice. They feel important. That's why we even see some of the cats that we look at, that people look at, and they looking at this cat like he's like the coolest motherfucker ever. And I'm looking like, this nigga lame as fuck. This who y'all master is? Oh, wow, buddy. Okay. You feel me? So I'm just like I know if this nigga came to my corner, nigga, we send you to the store and you paying for whatever the fuck we tell you to pay for. Like, nigga, this y'all master? All right,
go ahead. Get it. I'm getting an echo. I don't know where it's from. Get in the go ahead, Dirty. And I want to address this question about Black.
I was gonna say that's crazy because I use the same analogy. I just want to say what bro said. I just want to piggyback off that because even it's bigger than what he's saying, but it's much simpler. Because the answer was in the statement, but he made it two different statements instead of the same ideology. he said that, man, these kind of guys weren't in his circle. I say all the time on my show, I was like, I didn't even know y'all niggas existed to social media. I say the same thing. Here's the thing though, that I had to come to grips with. These men don't have any male friends, bro. Like, they don't have no friends. Like, everything is a relationship. How you relate to other people is a relationship. Who you bond with, who you tie with, who you want to support is a relationship. Going crazy in the chat saying what's up to people you never met but you like them. It's a relationship. It's forging bonds.
Right.
They don't have any experience at building and maintaining relationships of any type.
You know what? That translates straight over. We got Poppy in the building. What's going on, Poppy?
Yo. How's everybody doing?
We're good. Hold on, real quick. We that translates right over back to the family court aspect of how, you know, reason I learned about it, because it's almost like, and that's why I say let's distinguish it, because you know me, I always talk about if we're gonna have a problem, who started it? I start with the black mothers, because we can't go in the past. All we can do is move forward, and then a baby is going to be born, or you got some new babies born. Let's start here. I think again, it's the same situation. Dad's not being in the house is producing these dudes that don't know how to talk to females. And literally what you just said, Dirty, you don't have no relationship with men. Now, my dad was locked up, but I had my uncle, and then I had all my big cousins, and I had my big brother and stuff like that, right? But even dads, even uncles and cousins get alienated from little boys too. So that's why I think the family court injustice, so I can be specific, should be pushed to the front of the red pill and not the dating shit. And I think that's what's happening. And again, you know, we about to do, shout out Mr. Palmer. That's why I think what Mr. Palmer doing is so fucking important. And I don't think the two should be conflated, period. They really need two separate names, which I think they do. Because what Mr. Palmer doing is keeping these, again, y'all ought to watch hours of it with me. He's keeping people from hurting these dudes, from hurting themselves, hurting these chicks, outlining it, letting dudes know that you're not the only one, which they doing on the dating part too, right? That could be, they could take themselves out from that, you know, not being able to get a chick is, I can imagine it hurt. I've had a chick that I wanted I couldn't have, and I had before. It hurt. I ain't gonna act like it didn't. But if you living with that every day, I couldn't live like that every day. So I think it's important. Black says, do you really believe most men aren't getting it? Even the person in my circle with the least game is getting it. And this is the thing, Black. So I think a lot of the brothers can agree. Like, I've seen so many dudes get a chick, and I don't know, I didn't see her fuck him, but I can imagine he's fucking. I've seen so many brothers get chicks. So I'm thinking niggas will get some pussy eventually. That's how I was thinking. He may not get the chick I can get, and I can't get certain chicks that a nigga can get, another nigga can get, but in my mind, niggas was getting it, but apparently it's not what's happening.
You know what's crazy? When I was in the Navy, I even seen like the little nerdy white guy eventually gets in. That's why it fucked me up. It wasn't even just like, it's not even a situation of like all the cool guys was the only ones. I've seen nerd niggas be able to pull. So it ain't even just like a cool and nerd thing. It's just like you niggas are just awkward. And it ain't even that you a nerd, you want a jock. You just was awkward.
They have a desire. You don't understand their desires, gentlemen. I understand the ways of the Tyler, because Tyler is unisex. People, it's like 90% of women, but like 30-40% of these niggas Tylers too. Here's the mathematics on it. Here's the mathematics on it, and it's gonna be very simple. From the time I was a kid, getting those boxes of cookies at the mall, walking around trying to get a girl, all the way into now, right? I was goal oriented. What was I there for? I was there for the draws.
What's up, Black?
These guys don't want the draws, bro. I'm not saying no gay shit.
You think that? What you think? They're afraid of pussy?
No, they're not afraid of it. They're looking for love. They believe in the Disney mantra. They're looking.
Serious?
I'm dead ass.
He got something. He got a point.
Like, there's no everybody got $40 eventually. Even the brokest nigga can come up with $40. You know what I'm saying? So it's not about the sex. They looking for love.
I'll pay for you.
I'm looking for love, but that don't.
No, you know what?
No,
if you hear the way that they describe these women, though, I think he's right, because I give you a perfect example. When you hear them describe women, they act like there's never going to be any conflict in a relationship. And I'm looking at these niggas like, no, she gonna snap back sometimes. She's a human. But when you listen to these cats, it's like they want like a robot. They don't want an actual woman, because men that have dealt with women know, I don't care how submissive, yada, 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 you gonna do something one day where she gonna have to maybe correct you.
Right.
Like, I misstepped one time and I've been corrected before. It didn't make me a punk or nothing. She's a human. She saw me trip up. Yo, straighten up. That's what they there for.
Yeah. I ain't
But-
mad.
You know what it is, bro?
Go ahead, Poppy.
I think the thing is that a lot of the guys, they be talking themselves out of the pussy. That's what it is, man. That's one that the thing is, in today's day, bro. A lot of men, and I'm talking about men right now, they don't got social awareness at all, son. And I blame social media, man. Thank God I kind of missed that. I just got into social media last year, so I'm glad that I missed that whole social media wave thing, whatever. Because to me, there is no better approach when you approach a woman face to face. There is nothing better than that. In today's day, you got guys just sending a DM, and eventually, maybe she answers to you, maybe she doesn't answer to you. But that takes away the whole, you know what I mean? The whole social awareness, the whole kind of like how do you need to operate on those fields? And that's what they end up over here on Instagram, YouTube, kind of like quote unquote complaining about these girls, because I'm with Tom. That's how I met my boy Tommy. We just talking in back channels and everything. That's why I stumbled into him. We just talking. I'm like, bro, like I don't see. In my real life, I don't see these kind of things. Me and my friend, and Tommy was like, "Yo, shit, me neither." So I'm like, "Yo, what the fuck, these niggas?" I mean, to be fair though, some of these guys complain. Be fair, he be right on the money. You know what I mean? Like if you was married and you was married, whatever, with a girl and hunger cheat on you, and then she filed for divorce, she still take up your shit. I get that complaint. You see what I'm saying? That's fair right there. But like a lot of these other guys, man, you can painfully hear that they just don't be around this girl. You can painfully hear that.
Yeah, I like the way you said that, because that's exactly what I be going through. You stand on the other side. You disagree, Black. What's up?
Well, I mean, I think it's validity in everything that you guys are saying, my bros are saying, because it does occur. Yeah, it does occur.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about it is, I think with social media, it's like a small percentage get magnified to a point that it appears to be the majority. But what I will say, it's enough to affect the culture. So it is happening enough. I'm sitting here thinking, I've been dating I'm in my 40s, right? And I've been rejected before, and women have changed. It haven't stopped me from getting the box per se. So I'm like, all right, the times are changing, women are changing, dudes are getting less social, which is very true. Women are getting hyper social, so the gap is getting bigger. But at the end of the day, they living in an illusion, because a lot of them women are still smashing on dudes that they don't think is their type anyway. So that's why I'm questioning, is it really as bad as they portraying it? Because sure, dudes might not be getting the box as much as before, but they making it seem like it's an epidemic, and I'm having a hard time understanding that.
I think on my end, I'm just culture shock. That's it. I don't want to make it seem like it's a big thing. I'm just culture shock. That's right.
And I think that's what it is, bro. I think it's just we can't even fathom this shit. Again, the nigga that we jokingly say is the ugliest nigga we kick it with still get females.
Right.
So it's crazy when you see a dude and you just like, wait, so you just, but you know, and then a lot of us is of a certain age. So that was another thing, like what you were saying with the being social. I tell these cats, like, we didn't step outside the door with our pencil and pad. Period.
That's true. And man, Drew, you're actually right, because we always had to talk. We didn't use social media as a buffer. We actually didn't have approach anxiety, as they call it, as much as these people do right now. So I totally agree with what you're saying.
I disagree. Not totally. I agree with you guys because it's my life too. But this is what I disagree about. It goes back to proximity, right? The number one fear in life is public speaking. Number two is death. So
It's
people are
always
more
been that.
afraid to. I know. So people are more afraid to talk to a girl than they are to die. Do you know how crazy that is?
That's sick.
So you're
Well,
looking, yeah, true facts. So you're looking at what social media did. It did two things concurrently. It gave men who were afraid to approach women the keyboard
mm-hmm.
courage to go into an inbox because the rejection isn't as bad if they just
Bingo.
don't get a reply. And it gave ugly girls that should be sucking dick for a friend an opportunity to be in her imagination and say, if Lizzo can do it, I can too. All of a sudden, girls who know they threes suddenly became tens with filters on social media. So you have the girls that are the least eligible acting eligible, and then you have the guys who shouldn't approach girls ever. They should like not reproduce, shooting they shot. You know what I'm saying? And believing what girls say on social media, which is another thing. Don't believe these girls on social media.
They would be fools to resist my divine power. His death was a necessary loss. Soon I will have a new apprentice, one far younger and more powerful. Remember, when a king is loved as I am, much can be accomplished.
We didn't do this because we like you. We did this because we are you.
Boom, the world class.